just wanted to take a minute this morning to read a little bit of scripture. Yeah. John 15. I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. You are already clean because of the word which I have spoken to you. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me, and I in him, bears much fruit. For without me you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is cast out as a branch and is withered, and they gather them and throw them into the fire, and they are burned. If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, if you abide in me, and my words abide in you, you will ask what you desire, and it shall be done for you. By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit, so you will be my disciples. Love and joy perfected. As the Father loved me, I have also loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things I have spoken to you, that joy may remain in you, and that your joy may be full. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Let me read this again. John 15:11. These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may remain in you, and that your joy may be full. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for his friends. I'm going to pause right there and elaborate for a second, because a lot of people don't think about this fully. What does it mean to lay down your life for your brother? That doesn't always mean to die for your brother. Sometimes that means that you set apart a time that you need to spend with somebody. That's setting apart and laying down a part of you and your life to focus on somebody else. Sometimes this is required. You have to give up all those selfish desires, all those worldly thoughts, everything that leads to the flesh, and you have to take it back to the Spirit. What does your Father want you to do? This is his commandment, that you love one another. Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for his friends. You are my friends if you do whatever I command you. No longer do I call you servants, for a servant does not know what his master is doing, but I have called you friends. For all things that I heard from my Father I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you. He chose us, y'all. That should make you feel really special. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you, that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give you. These things I command you, that you love one another. Love one another. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love its own. Yet because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world will hate you. The world hates you. Remember the word that I said to you, a servant is not greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they kept my word, they will also keep yours. They will also keep yours. But all these things they will do to you for my name's sake, because they do not know him who sent me. If I had not come and spoken to them, they would have no sin. But now they have no excuse for their sin. He who hates me hates my Father also. If I had not done among them the works which no one else did, they would have no sin. But now they have seen and also hated both me and my Father. But this happened that the word might be fulfilled, which is written in their law. They hated me without cause. But when the Helper comes, whom shall I send to you from the Father, the Spirit of truth who proceeds from the Father, he will testify of me, and you will also bear witness, because you have been with me from the beginning. Selah. Ecclesiastes 3, 1 through 8. Everything has its time. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to gain and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. What time do you think we're in right now? What season? What season are you in right now? What profit has the worker from that which he labors? I have seen the God-given task which the sons of men are to be occupied. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, he has put eternity in their hearts, except that no one can find out the work that God does from the beginning to the end. I know that nothing is better for them than to rejoice and to do good in their lives, and also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of his labor, of all his labor. It is the gift of God. It is the gift of God. I know that whatever God does, it shall be forever. Nothing can be added to it, and nothing can be taken from it. God does it that men should fear before him. That which has already been and what is to be has already been, and God requires an account of what is past. It's just something to think about. Y'all have a blessed day. I have a funeral today. I'm gonna see my uncle's body off. I know his spirit is already with the Lord. Just wanted y'all to think about how short life can be and what your Father commands you to do. Y'all love one another. And think about what season you're in. What season? Are we in the time of planning? Time of mourning? Are we building up? Are we breaking down? Are we laughing? Are we crying? Are we throwing stuff away or are we gathering it up? Y'all know what season it is. Just remember your Father's commandments too.